Today we're going to be talking about how to do cloud studies in plein air. So I hope you enjoy. Come along. So let's go over the colors real quick, and then I'll show you some of the clouds that I've got. And you might think like, oh, clouds, you just need blue and white. But not exactly, because we're going to be seeing that the clouds are reflecting different colors, both from the earth and from the sky. So we've got burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, cadmium yellow deep, and alizarin crimson permanent. And then I've got 2 tubes of white. I know I'm going to use that a lot. And then I've got Gamblin's solvent-free gel, and I'm using walnut oil as well to clean my brush. A lot of times for a landscape painting, you might use burnt sienna for like your drawing or underwash, but I'm actually going to use a blue for that. Let me show you here some of the clouds. Cirrocumulus clouds. So I'm going to look at various clouds that we have here and paint them as best as I can and just do some studies. Okay, I'm going to use filbert here, and let me actually mix up some cobalt and some of this white. Quite a bit of this white. For a sky blue. And then by doing this, I kind of am able to draw without polluting my colors. Kind of block in the sky around that. Touch of yellow. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't know how I got that red in the brush. That's okay. Clean out the brush. Okay, that gives me a background to work against. I gotta work somewhat quickly because these clouds are moving. Let me create sort of a gray with ultramarine and burnt sienna and gray that down. Bring in some more burnt sienna. I'm basically looking at the shadows here. And already that cloud has moved quite a bit. So I think in a way similar to waves, clouds are constantly moving, and so you have to look at, warm that up a lot, not that much. You got to look at the shapes that are changing. I think it's still too dark. And it's maybe too warm too. So noticing that the values are so close here. Okay, that'll have to work for now. Let's lighten that up quite a bit. And soften the edges. Gotta work faster than this. This is crazy. They're moving like crazy. Okay, and then let's do highlights. I'm going to use pure white and a little bit of cadmium because it's catching sunlight. My medium here. In general, kind of the higher upper parts are going to be catching that. And some of the inner structures. Okay, I'm gonna dry my brush, kind of blend that, soften some of these. It's good to have like these hard edges. A little bit thicker paint here. Okay, I think that will work for now. I'm going to kind of look at this one here. This is my second one. Kind of these two clouds here. We'll see what we can do with that, even though they're moving quite a bit. So let's try to up the speed a little bit. I'm gonna take more of this, mix it with the white. That was cobalt blue. This is a new blue that I'm using that I saw Christine Lashley use, and I really like it for some sky color. It's kind of something like this. And then there's kind of little wisps, and then there's another one here. Comes down. More white in that. Okay. All right, let's get to work. Take some of the shadow color, and I think I want to make it a little bit bluer this time. So more ultramarine, some of this medium, and really we have this part. And then this lower part, all of this, and up in here. Try to keep those soft edges. Same thing here, this is all shadow, and then it kind of travels up here, and then this comes across, and then there's a band of white that also comes across, shadow that comes under here, and under here. Probably need to mix more of that paint. Okay, and the shapes have already changed a ton. Those clouds are passing me by. Now, take some of this, mix an intermediary step, maybe a little bit more blue into that. And just kind of feather that edge. Okay, highlights now. Let's go over here. All this. There's a white spot in here. This part's kind of gone, but I'm going to switch to a smaller, soft, round synthetic and try to get more of these highlights. More paint on there too. And just with a softer brush, maybe I can kind of lay it on without having to scrub as much. There we go, I kind of like that. I don't know, these clouds are weird. Yeah, I do like using that softer brush. I think that's valuable. Yeah, the clouds have totally changed. That sort of works. Let me come in around that with some more of the sky color. I cut into some of these clouds here. There we go. I feel like that looks pretty decent. I think maybe I'll come in more with some of this intermediate gray though. And let me do that with the small brush. Get more of that ultramarine blue, white, and medium. And then see if I can kind of brush in some differentiation in between that and the highlights. You know, to create more refinement in the depth. Not bad. Now there's a big cloud above me that's mostly in shadow, but is being backlit, and so I want to try and get this shadow and kind of these striations in shadow plus these highlights. I actually use some ultramarine blue here. That's too dark. Okay. It's mostly backlit. I'm going to put a little bit of alizarin into that. A little bit of burnt sienna. And I want to kind of make like a fairly dark shadow. A little bit of more alizarin into that. And it's almost all kind of edge lit like that. Mix into that right along the edges the sky color to soften that. And then let's come in now with strong highlights. Almost pure white. Into that. It's kind of nice. Bring in something like that. Okay, let's come down here. Okay, something like that. I'm gonna try to move a little bit quicker because every time I take the picture, the thing moves. Shadow in here, and mostly like underneath. Maybe I should try drawing with the shadow color next time. Slightly grayed down highlight color. I like how that turned out. Lots of soft edges here. Okay, and then now let's come in with these imposto. Impossible impostos. To bring out some of the highlights. So I feel like this is in a way more successful. So we're gonna have to try that now. There we go. That one is kind of cool. Let me lighten a little bit some of the shadow. And the tonal values are so close. It's so hard. It's almost like portraiture, you know, when you're drawing faces and things. The tonal values in a portrait are so close. Okay. I feel like I can already kind of see the cloud, and then kind of this intermediary step, almost a highlight, not quite, still kind of on the gray side. Oop. Okay, now highlights. We're getting a system, folks. I mean, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I feel like I'm starting to develop a system. Come in with the thick impastos with a little bit of yellow. Man, it is crazy how fast they change. Like as soon as I mix the color, it's already gone. It's already changed. I'm noticing like right along the edge of the shadow are a lot of the highlights. And also along the edge of these like sort of middle tone. Okay, now let's come around that with sky color. I like that. I like that. I like especially cutting in with the sky color. Although I'm not sure, I like the softness at the bottom of that cloud. Let me come in with a little bit more of that shadow. I just don't want this to be so hard. There we go. I mean, I think that's the challenge with clouds, is like there's this hardness and softness that's constantly happening. It's got a lot of variety. And I didn't really put any purples in that. Let me experiment with some more purple now in the shadow. It's gonna be too light though. Okay, let's neutralize that slightly. Maybe make like a couple layers to the shadow, like adding a little bit more of that ultramarine kind of gives the shadow like a deeper level there. I like that. Right away, I like that. Okay, come with like a highlight that's sort of gray on the warm side, or a middle value. Okay, I like this. Okay, that I like that quite a bit. Let's add one more level of highlights and see, what we can achieve there. I almost feel like I need to be like more general, less, maybe like less highlights. Am I doing too many highlights? Maybe too many hard edges when I do the highlights. It's just hard to say. I do like that cloud quite a bit. And it's coming with the sky color, so it's kind of helpful to have like this brush that's like just doing sky color, you know. Keep this soft. Clouds are fun, guys. Like seriously, if you don't know what to paint today, this week, look outside and paint some clouds. Like this is so much fun. And it's challenging, it's changing, but I'm learning a lot. You're looking at forms, you're looking at tonal values, you're looking at colors. It doesn't get any better than this. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, you have a voice that matters. Go be creative. I'll see you next time.